At last, it's here. A clash almost 60 years in the making. The great rematch between Godzilla and King Kong. What's up, everybody? Kuroda, Rob here. Welcome back, of course, to Godzilla Week. The whole reason I'm doing Godzilla Week is because of the release of this movie, Godzilla vs. Kong, the fourth of the legendary Monsterverse films. I actually saw it today. I managed to not go to the theater, unfortunately, but I managed to check it out on HBO Max, which I actually had to subscribe to just to be able to see the movie. I loved it, but before I go any further, I want to just warn everybody that there's going to be some mild spoilers. I'm not going to spoil the ending, or I don't think any major plot points, but I will be spoiling some stuff, so I just want you guys to know that there's going to be some spoilers. That being said, let's get to the review. So, overall thoughts on Godzilla vs. Kong for me. I really liked it a lot. I honestly loved it, and I think it is the strongest of the Monsterverse films that I have seen. I guess I'll analyze it like based on different points here. So, firstly, the plot. The plot, I wasn't really like expecting much, because to be quite honest, there's not that I could think of really any very strong plots in any Godzilla movies. But that being said, I thought the plot of this movie was actually rather good, and I actually liked some of the human characters. There's a little girl who communicates with Kong that I really like. She's a deaf girl who can communicate with him via sign language. There's a conspiracy theorist dude that I really like, who ends up pursuing it's a major tech company that's behind some of this sort of research, and what basically happens is Godzilla attacks them, and everybody's basically like, why is Godzilla just suddenly attacking after, essentially being the good guy in the last couple movies? And basically it's determined by this corporation called Apex that Godzilla is a threat, so they're looking for a way to figure out what is causing Godzilla to be a threat. So they basically want a way to get to this hollow earth, they call it, which is, think Journey to the Center of the Earth, sort of, I guess. And they try to use Kong to lead them there. That's the basic plot. There's a whole bunch of other things that go on, which I won't really spoil, but long story short, how was the plot overall? I thought it was pretty good, especially for a Godzilla movie. They're not really known for their strong plots. And I liked some of the characters. I liked the villain. He was cool. And it certainly expanded upon the Monsterverse a little bit, especially when you get into Hollow Earth and you see basically where a lot of these titans come from, which was very interesting. Now, in terms of the monster fighting, which of course is what we want to talk about over everything with these films, how was it? It was awesome. There's some great moments, some great clashes between Godzilla versus Kong. The ending was excellent, I thought. They had some great moments together, and I'm not going to spoil the ending, but there's a nice big surprise at the ending, which I really, really loved. And there's a lot of homages to the original film, which I've watched a few reviews about the movie, and I haven't heard anybody talk about yet. But in particular, there's, of course, the proverbial Kong standing on top of what looks like a sort of Empire State Building skyscraper. You also had a great scene where King Kong actually takes the weapon that he has and shoves it in Godzilla's mouth, which is, of course, remnant of the original film where he shoves the tree in Godzilla's mouth, which was great. There was, of course, scenes with Kong on the boat, like on that raft, which is a direct reference to the original film. They take Kong through the air, which is also another reference to the original film. So there was a lot of homages to that I caught, which I really liked. I did actually watch that original film a few days ago, so that was fresh. It was nice to rewatch it and then watch the film, because I was really able to appreciate those little nods to that original movie. So I loved that. That was great. And the kaiju fights were just badass. I thought visually the movie looked great. Much like King of the Monsters, I thought the cinematography was excellent, as well as the score. And visually, the whole film looked amazing. My only complaint would be is I would have liked a few more practical effects, but that's a personal opinion for me. I think there's a lot of oversaturation of CGI in general in movies today. But that being said, I still thought the effects looked amazing. I thought the lighting looked amazing. The whole setting where Godzilla and Kong have their main fight, where it's all like these neon buildings and stuff, and all the buildings are getting trashed, and it was visually really really good. I really loved it, and yeah, I don't think I have a whole lot more to say about it. I really loved it. I think, again, it's the strongest of the Monsterverse films, and I hope that it's successful enough that they're able to make more films. So, overall, I'd say I really enjoyed it. Go see it. I tried specifically not to say too many spoilers. I will say my favorite part of the movie was the ending, which is where most of the fighting happened, and of course the big surprise happened. And I loved some of the characters. I like the conspiracy theorist guy; he was pretty great. And like I said, I liked the little girl, and the kids were okay too. They were pretty good. The kid with the Judas Priest shirt was pretty great. Yeah. Otherwise, I don't know. It was a fun film. It's not the deepest film ever, but in terms of movies like this, I don't want a deep film. I don't want some kind of like deep philosophical or moral message or anything like that. I just want to see giant monsters kicking the crap out of each other and destroying buildings, and all the puny ant humans getting destroyed as well. So that was really fun. Really enjoyed it. Go see Godzilla vs. Kong. It was great. I would like to still see it in the theater if I can, but if I don't, I'm going to at least try to watch it one more time while I still have HBO Max. So thank you everybody for watching. Stay tuned for more Godzilla Week on the channel. I have one or two other videos that I'm planning on doing, so I hope you liked what I've put out so far. I hope you like the other stuff that I put out. In the meantime, peace everybody.